Welcome to Backyard Oasis, a podcast designed by and for older adults living in the beautiful Pioneer Valley of Western Massachusetts and produced in the tech studios at Greenfield Community College in Greenfield, Massachusetts. Backyard Oasis reaches out to older adults who seek knowledge to help them live more thoughtfully, healthily, and happily, who hope to inspire others with their ideas, and who serve their communities in the interest of the greater good.
All right, welcome to part 7 of Spilling, I think it's part 7 of Spilling the Tea. My name is Judy Raper. I'm the Associate Dean for Community Engagement. I'm here in this studio at Greenfield Community College and will be joined by my partners on Zoom. So
I'm Mackenzie Shanahan here, ready to discuss all things.
And I am Jessica Niedbala, and I am very prepared this week as well. I'm ready to get to it.
I am too. I looked at some summaries of the episodes and typed it out, or didn't type it out. I cut and pasted, but I'm ready to go as well. But let's check in first and see how we're all doing. Jessica was supposed to be in studio this morning, but got a new car and got delayed, so she didn't make it in. But we all three celebrate Easter, so let me check in and see how your
Easter was good.
Are.
I have a big family on my mom's side and the smaller family on my husband's side, but we thankfully divide and conquer throughout the weekend. And thankfully we had some good weather to go along with it. That always helps. Yeah, it was like
it nice
70,
here? I was in
high
Ohio.
70s that
sure
Saturday. It was
like
warm.
here.
And then Sunday was cooler, breezier, but like the sun was shining, you know?
Ooh.
Not like this. Lately here in New England, we've had quite the rainy weekends and the beautiful weeks, you know, when we can't appreciate them.
Same here
Yeah,
in good old
gorgeous.
Indiana. I want everyone to know on this podcast
Easter,
that Grandma
Mackenzie?
Donna ditched me for Easter. So just want you to know. Yes.
No.
So we usually
What
do on
happened?
Easter, you know, or every holiday, we do something on my side, something on my husband's side. And I thought it worked out wonderfully because Michael's side was celebrating on Saturday instead of Easter Sunday, so everyone could do church and everything. And so I reached out to Grandma Donna right away, about a month ahead, and said, Grandma, I got all the plans in the world. You want to come? I don't know. Okay, 2 weeks before, Grandma, come on. The week before, I called her FaceTime. Grandma, you and Paul just come to my house. I'll cook. I'll prepare the eggs. I'll do it all. Well, we got invited somewhere else.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
what was
you.
an invitation at the top of yours?
Mallory's, my other cousin's grandma. So not even like a... Yeah, which that's so nice.
Oh, I saw those pictures.
Blew me
I
off
did
in,
not
like,
know she'd
months in
blown you
advance.
off for that.
And
then she posted pictures all
me
over
when
the
I'm
internet
down,
to make
but
you
I don't know that we want Grandma Donna on the podcast anymore. If this
exactly.
is how she's going to treat Mackenzie.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you.
Well, she's
maybe she
allegedly
can-
coming
maybe
next time,
she
but we
can
shall see.
defend
It
herself.
sounds like she's
Yeah,
not very good
I'd
with
like
commitment.
to discuss it because I was a little hurt, but Easter was great.
Well, I actually got to spend Easter with my family for the first time since I was like 18 years old, which was, because I was thinking, Mackenzie, when I was growing up, the first half of my life, you know, we just got Easter baskets, right, on Sunday morning. And I think we were churchgoers the first half of my childhood. And then the second half, Easter always fell on the weekend, the second weekend of spring break. So we were always traveling back from Fort Myers with your grandparents and your dad and your aunts. Every Easter we spent in the van on the road. So the Easter bunny used to come to the van. So we'd have like little, whatever. So I hadn't been home since I moved away. I don't go home for that holiday. So it was really nice to be I went to my sister's in Ohio. My parents came over. And what I observed, though, was Easter has changed a lot since my childhood, since I've not celebrated in 42 years. And so they did this Easter egg hunt, and they put money in the plastic eggs. I guess that's a thing now. And so there's four kids. I mean, they're all teenagers, but or even beyond teenagers. But the oldest the oldest one found almost all the money. So he's counting his money. He's got like $500. Everybody else has like 30.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is so Darwinish. Like, it was really disturbing. And then I found out other parents actually do certain color eggs for each kid. So you have to find your own eggs. So I might suggest that to my sister. And then you'll like this, Mackenzie. So we celebrated Easter on Saturday because my nephew was supposed to go back to University of Tennessee on Sunday, but he ended up staying till Monday, and my parents left early because there was going to be a shower on Sunday morning. We didn't want to drive in the showers.
Oh.
So we played euchre Saturday night.
Yeah.
And, normally it's 4 people, right? So 6 people wanted to play. So we Googled, can you play euchre with 6? Turns out if you add the 7s and the 8s, you can play euchre with 6. Well, we were at a table the size of a football field. My father has a hearing aid that doesn't work.
Oh, my gosh.
It
That's
was
hysterical.
a shit show. It was a disaster.
But the holiday
nephew was getting
memories.
so
Holiday
annoyed.
memories.
The next day he's I know. Well, then because I always like to play games, so I brought this like family conversation card thing where you just pick these questions. It's like, what's your favorite holiday memory? What's your favorite memory of your house growing up? So we did that for a while, and then there was this one question there's one question that said, what's a family tradition you secretly hate? My nephew goes to this one. So that ended that game, and we switched over to euchre.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical.
Equally
Yeah, I
challenging.
take Jessica with littles. I'm sure you feel the same way, but every holiday, it's not just, oh, you wake up and there's a little Easter basket. Oh, no. Just, yeah, my husband literally came upstairs when I was doing it all, and he was like, what is this? And I was like, this brings me joy, and they're only little for so long, so keep talking. And then what can I help you with? I'm like, oh, no. I have my stacks. I have my piles. No, don't touch it. It's out of control.
All right. I'm glad everybody had a good holiday. So let's get right to it because I know Jessica's on a tight timeline today. So who wants to start? What have you been watching? What have you been thinking about?
I wanted to bring up and talk about, I know Judy listens to her podcast with Tamra, two T's in a pod. Teddy Mellencamp has been very candid all along about her journey with melanoma, and I've been following along too. She's had multiple removals, mainly on her backside, and then at some point over the last year, she found out that it had spread to her brain and her lungs. And pretty much at that point, after she had surgery, they had found some more tumors that they weren't able to remove, and it was looking like, she's going to be on hospice here soon enough, and, a very sad story. However, this past week, she did report that all of her tumors that she had between her brain and lungs had shrunk on this immunotherapy that she's been doing. And she is getting treatment at Cedars-Sinai. But I just think that's just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to think like weeks ago, you're like, this is it for you, and preparing your children for life without mom. And then here you are to report back that, like, that's the exact opposite of what's happening.
Well, I don't know that she's in the clear yet. I mean, I think that they're trying to get her to, what's it called? No evidence of disease. That they're trying to get her to that stage, but it does, so she could go into remission. Yeah. But I think she still has quite a battle in front of her. Yeah. I'm really happy for her. I've been following it as well, and I'm not super attached to her, but just anybody who's got anybody who's fighting a demon like that, like, you want to root for them. And I was really happy to read that. So, and people online are so disgusting. There are people accusing her of lying because she's had this turnaround.
Well,
like,
I feel
that?
like the only way you've made it in life if you have some internet trolls. So, sadly, that's the way the world works.
I guess.
Yes.
It's pretty disgusting. No, I'm very happy for her, and I'm glad that they acknowledged her at the final reunion of the Beverly Hills. Was it Beverly Hills that they acknowledged her at the end? And yes, after all of the horrific infighting, it was nice to have them come together.
And then my
around
next topic that I was going to touch base on is that over the last several days, we find out that Dorit has filed divorce from PK. He was caught kissing Shayna Wall, who is on The Amazing Race. I'm not sure if you watched that show, Judy, because that's...
Wait, but she looks like Dorit.
No idea who she is.
Yeah, she looks
like the tall, the blonde,
He has a type.
He has a type, yeah.
Yep. But
Well, this is completely
I know, but I just
unsurprising.
think
I mean,
like
it was
we still
clear
haven't
this is
seen
where
like
they were headed, right?
Kyle
I
and
mean, are we
Mauricio
surprised
yet
at all?
make the move, you know?
There's that connection of like when we saw that picture of Mauricio all over that model and
Yeah.
it's like what are we doing here?
I would have thought that would have expedited the process on either end.
Yeah, I felt weird at the reunion. Like,
She's not ready.
again, where are answers? Just give it to me. Just say yes or no. But you can't say that she's not. Okay, maybe she's not ready. But like, I don't like the back and forth, the bashing, she basically called him out all season, right? And then at the reunion, I felt like Andy was trying to like, so what? And she was like, I don't really know. Which it's okay to not know, but like pick a lane.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What do you say, Judy?
Well, you thought she called him
He
out
said
all
he was
season?
a
I thought
bad
I think
dad
she's
and
still
an
in love with him.
alcoholic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're
I
talking
was
about
like, what are-
Dorit. I thought we were talking about
What?
Kyle. Okay. Oh, no. Dorit, absolutely. I can't even. Dorit is probably my least favorite reality star at this moment. I have no tolerance for her. And God forbid I would take PK's side, but she has to be really, really tough to live with. I'm sorry. I'm sure he is too, but the way she
In
treated
the
Sutton in that
reunion?
final, like I was just.
Are you?
She gets
my
on my
gosh.
last nerve. Yeah,
Judy.
she was terrible to
I
Sutton.
don't find I find that some of what Sutton received was due.
Yes.
Maybe
Are you
overdue.
kidding me? I was on my couch, Judy Raper. I was like, Dorit, give it to her. When she said, "Oh,
Are you
is the mean
serious?
girl or whatever?" She said, she's here. I was like,
Oh, here she comes.
Take her
Here she
down. Take her
comes.
down. Are you kidding me?
Okay, not that majority opinion matters because you can be in the right and be in the minority, but most of the viewers are on my side, Mackenzie. Go to any Reddit, Facebook, any thread.
No, we can't.
Everybody is Team Sutton.
I'm a little disappointed.
So don't act like I'm nuts for taking Sutton's side on this one.
I
feel as though
you're
this
always
is the problem I
disappointed.
have with Sutton
This
is that
isn't the
she
first
does. She
time.
tries to make nice and make nice and make nice. And then it's like she, out of all of them to me, goes the lowest of lows and is nasty. And I just think that while, yes, two wrongs don't make a right, I tell that to my children all the time. I do think she got a taste of her own medicine this time with Dorit just being like, here you are. Like, here you are. This is who you really are.
Yeah.
And I really think that was like unwarranted, I guess. Like, I think she needed to hear it.
Yes.
Okay, just for clarity, when I say I'm Team Sutton, I'm Team Sutton as opposed to being Team Dorit. I'm not Team Sutton as in I have any affection or, regard. If I'm Team anybody on that show, it'd be Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah. No.
Sure.
Oh God. When the one comment, I mean, there's so many comments, but Erica said it, what I think was spot on when she said, you want to be team woman's woman. I got you, girl. But when you are at your lowest, she just kicks them. When she said that comment to Dorit about my bank account is bigger than your bank account, and then she doubled down. But she did. I think she did come to the reunion with her tail between her legs and was trying to keep it civil as much as she could. But listen, Sutton is on my list because Garcelle wasn't always my favorite. I don't feel like I know I do love Garcelle.
Oh, I love Garcelle.
But
I do like Garcelle.
Let her. She abandoned her right there at that reunion. Can we talk about that next?
Well, did they kind of abandon each other? I didn't see them sticking up for each other at all. I mean, Garcelle also did not have nice things to say about Sutton publicly. And then when they would go on their little breaks, they would kind of comfort each other until the end when Garcelle was like, I'm out of here, and she abandoned her for dinner.
You're supposed to have supper.
That was my favorite part.
I'm like,
when she was like, we were supposed to have supper.
Jessica, you're going to have to help us here. Alex, someone help me. I cannot get down with Judy and Sutton.
Yeah, I don't know. She has to be one of my least favorites. And I do think that at that point where you were talking about, you think that Garcelle didn't stick up for her or help her out, I think at that point she was done. I think she had done it all season, has done it season after season, and for some reason, like Sutton does not hold her to the same caliber as Kyle or whoever else she wants to decide to be obsessed with
Kyle.
this week.
Yes.
It's not right. Yes, as a friend, you get burnt out from that. And I don't fault Garcelle for reacting the way that she has.
Even the way she was sitting, she was leaning this way towards Kyle, which I don't understand. Like, Kyle's the end all be all. Kyle, go. Girl.
Well, then you wonder, is she like, how Sandoval on Vanderpump Rules was a producer? Is Kyle one of those too? So it's like, as long as you're in her good graces, then, you've got some longevity on the show.
Yes.
You want to be in.
I think most people do. Like, I think Vicky had power. I think Teresa had power on. And I think Kyle has power on Beverly Hills. Although I was scrolling through just old, like last night I was watching the Pacer game and it was kind of, we were blowing them out. So I was kind of scrolling through some like just reels or whatever. I did not see, and we don't need to talk about this for any length, but I just was shocked by it. When Andy got really mad at Teresa in one of the reunions.
Yes.
I mean, madder than I've ever seen him.
Lived for that moment.
Did you guys see that one?
Listen.
Oh my gosh, I had
no.
Well, did you see the latest about them too?
I thought they were tight
with the tax. Now they've got another tax problem because of her new husband. Taxes.
Oh, tax. I thought you said tax.
Right. So now they've heard that she's been put on a timeout. Like she is no longer allowed to be part of New Jersey until it all gets situated.
Yes. And did you see the drama with Gia and Bethany Frankel?
Oh, yeah.
What do we think about that, Judy?
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Yes.
The opposite of
I don't know whose side to take there. My goodness. They're equally unlikable.
Ugh, I don't know.
Yeah, who are you taking? I'll take the other. I'd probably have to pick Gia because Bethany's lost her mind. What has happened? And she cannot do a TikTok or a reel or whatever it is she's doing without eating or putting on her makeup.
I live for it. When she's got that chicken salad on her face and she's crusting her caviar and the ASMR, I'm like,
yeah, because you're like really like, oh God, that looks delicious. And I'm gonna say this, Judy, I'm gonna sound like you love and Sutton. I
do too. I do too.
Her and Lisa Vanderpump have to be my top two favorite housewives of all time.
She was my favorite. I loved her and Jill Zarin. They were when I loved her, she was probably my favorite ever.
Did you see though the show where it's now the Housewives Kids?
Yeah, Next Gen. Yeah.
I can't get down with that.
Yes, the Next Generation. I'm gonna watch it. I want to see it. I can't tell who all those kids are. I know Gia's
Ariana
on it.
is a Bierman.
Brandy Glanville's kids are on it.
Zolciak was on Atlanta, and I think
Andy Burris's daughter, Riley.
Oh yeah, I know her.
Meredith Marks' son. He's Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
I just don't think I'll be able to get down with it.
Oh, I never watched Salt Lake City. Oh, Mackenzie. Okay, hold on. Sorry. My ADHD's kicking in here because I'm going on a tangent. But I returned to The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives yesterday. Let me tell you. Okay, I have to preface this with a little quick story. So I had 4 hours until the Pacer game, right? So I was like, I'm going to get stuff done around the house because I'd already done a lot of work for the college. So I was like, I'm going to get stuff done around the house. So I go out to get the ladder because I'm going to finish hanging my curtains in the kitchen. And literally, the minute I stepped onto my deck, my porch table exploded into millions of pieces of glass. Like I opened the door and it exploded. And here's what happened. Right. I bought a new umbrella for my table. I bought a 10-foot instead of a 6-foot. Last time I had a 6-foot. And the reason I did it is because I wanted it to shade better so that my pillows wouldn't all fade so quickly on my chairs. Well, it jumped out of the umbrella stand and was like hanging out against my house when I got home from work. And I'm like, well, that's weird, but I kept putting it back in. Well, little did I know that the little hole in the umbrella stand was designed for a bolt that I must have thrown away when I first got it. So it jumped out and it came back down on the table and shattered it into zillions of pieces. I mean, it was insane how long it took me to clean that up. So then I was like, all right, I really need to like have a break right now. So I went to Hulu and I went to the continue watching section, and that popped up first. And I'm like, all right, I'll return to this and see what I think.
And what do you think?
So I got through 3 episodes before the Pacer game. Well, it's rated a 2.2 online by viewers, but I think most of those folks are people from the Mormon faith who are disgusted at the way their religion's being depicted, and I completely can understand that. I see how you got addicted to it, though. I think the fight for Queen Bee between Whitney and Taylor is enough to get me to watch it.
You have to, because did you see that they are going to be guests at the Vanderpump Villa? And did you see the drama that has happened? That Demi, crossover. One of my favorites.
No, it was
is she the
Taylor.
Swinger, or it's Michaela's the swinger, right? What's her name? No, Taylor's not. Well, there's another one that's an actual self-professed swinger. It's like something like
Michaela.
No, I went
the
down
one
the
who's
rabbit hole
coming
last
on?
night. This is all recent. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't. Okay, I don't want to accuse somebody of being a swinger who's not, but several of them are swingers, which
they're going to hear this podcast. Oh, I know how much. Yeah, you're right.
I don't like to spread false rumors about people, so I'm gonna. But it's definitely part of the Mormon wives culture. But yeah, I was pretty intrigued. Now Whitney looks like Lauren Conrad from The Hills.
No, maybe the
you don't think
eyes,
so?
but that's about it.
Oh my God, she looks just like her. Oh, I think if she had long hair, she'd look just like her. Well, so first of all, the whole mom talk thing. For all this time, I thought it was TALK. I thought they were a group of women who got together and talked about their babies. I didn't know it was like a TikTok thing. So I looked at all their TikToks.
Listen, that got me through COVID.
Yuck.
Watching them every day. I loved all their little fancy. Yeah.
They are
really
so rich.
That's how I found out about them.
Oh. I'll do any of those TikToks. I will do it. They are so
I know, they're laughing all the way to the bank, right?
Yeah, and they're getting upset about, one of them was offered to do I think it was a vibrator advertisement. And she was feeling like,
that was the episode the last episode I watched.
Well,
no, she was okay.
That's
with
right.
It.
It was her mother.
She was really okay with it.
The
her mom
payout
was
what?
It was like $30,000, something crazy.
I'll sell that to Grandma Donna for that money. I'll shout it from the rooftops. Are you kidding? Yeah, I said Grandma Donna would take it.
Grandma Donna
oh my gosh, wait, hold on. So right now, they go to the Vanderpump Villa with Stassi Schroeder. Jessica, do you know any of this drama?
No, I did start to try to watch it, and I couldn't. I gotta give it some more time, I think.
Wait, no, but listen. So this weekend, whatever, but the trailer dropped. Supposedly, Demi, one of the, I keep wanting to say sister wives, but whatever, the Mormon wife, had an affair with someone at the villa, and now the women are agreeing that she did, and now Demi, the housewife or the Mormon wife, is claiming it was sexual assault and is going after him plus production for trying to hush it. And her sister wives or Mormon wives are saying, no, you did it, made it happen, and she's trying to cover her bunzos because she has a husband.
Yikes.
So is the villa actively
don't know. I can't
right now, or like when you say she went to the villa, did she went to? Is there?
Yeah,
is
so it's a
place
place that they host like wedding parties, like big special events. Like the first episode I watched, there was a surprise engagement.
Okay.
And then it's just the drama in between the staff. Some of them have history.
They're trying to make Vanderpump Rules in a villa.
Yeah.
But the crossover.
But they're doing a Vanderpump reboot.
Yeah, this is something else with Hulu and Stassi. I mean,
villa. Okay.
It's brilliant.
Yeah,
but
I've seen it on my screen.
The drama between these Mormon wives and how they literally attack each other on Twitter and on Instagram, it's bizarre. This is gonna happen.
All right, I'm gonna have to do a closer
Oh,
watch.
ew, I can't get down with that.
So you've been watching? Have you been watching The Villa, Mackenzie? Okay, all right. Well, I know that we have really short, not a lot of time left. We have a lot of glitches,
the
so we've
Valley.
got to make sure we get to the Valley and Summer House, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
So
guys,
the Valley was
the question
dark.
we have to
The
ask,
Valley was a tough.
was it too dark? I think it was. Judy, I
Yeah,
agree
think it
with
was.
you.
I don't think that belongs on television.
Pigs are blind. But it was
It
so
was too dark.
messed up. And I saw a vlogger, blogger, whatever, say that how can you, production and Brittany as the mom, have a scene where he goes to kiss his child and you're like, ew, don't. That to me, I was like, this is not
Don't touch his
reality.
face. Yeah,
My
don't kiss his
brain is
face.
not relaxed here. I don't like this drama. Like it was sick,
It
I
was
thought.
sad, very sad. Yeah.
But not surprising.
It was sad. It was very sad. No, and I guess so. Here's I don't know if you guys know this. So there's Jax has a podcast called In the Mind of Jax Taylor. Did you know that? And he's going on tour next week. He's going to be in Boston May 5th or 7th.
Crazy people.
Is that crazy?
People.
Who's going to go watch that?
It's like the girl dating Sandoval. She's nuts. These people are nuts. I don't
Because when did he go to rehab?
Well,
like I don't know when this.
Yeah,
I don't know
and
when
we
the
know
season was
that
shot.
he went
I think he
twice
went last summer
and didn't complete either time. So like we know, fast forward, like we know that. I mean, is he sober? Do we know if he's sober?
Yes, he allegedly is. So I saw a recap of his recent podcast, and he was diagnosed with bipolar, and so he's on medication for that. So he's allegedly doing better as a result of the medication, and he is supposed to be sober. But and the guy who was trying to sell him rehab on the phone was like, you got to do 30 days for $30,000. If you do 2 15-day stints, it's not as effective.
That's what I gathered.
2 weeks.
I
stints.
can't.
Is that
I
correct?
can't. Well, and on the after show, when it is scary because he can get sober. We know people can get sober, but they can't change that he is a narcissist. That's the frightening part. I mean, having a child with someone who would have a drug problem would be scary. I feel like I'd be holding my breath all the time. But like, you can't change that. You can't change that in that fight when she was sending cute little pictures to another man that he was like, like he's a big hypocrite. But like, that's not going to change. But also, she knew who he was before they got married. He even said on the last episode, like you haven't done the drugs. And she's like, test me now. Like, I don't know.
But shout out to Kristen, who held his feet to the fire when she came to check on him. Because his whole thing is, nobody checks on me. Nobody cares about me. And she dropped him.
About time.
Did not let him get away with anything. I was very proud of her. She's emerging as a fan. She is emerging as a fan.
I kind of just want to backtrack a little bit, though, because, yes, we can say that Brittany knew who he was before she got with him. But I feel as though, when we're watching the show, we see him date Stassi. We see, the downside of his behavior, like him cheating on her with Kristen and whoever else. But feel as though I've never been in a relationship with a narcissist, but I know people who have, and the psychological warfare that is done to someone in those scenarios, it's this gradual build, and it's this learned behavior that over time, it's you tend to just get really messed up from that. And, so good for her at this point. It stinks that at this point they've, brought a child into this at this point, and hopefully, he's so young, he maybe won't remember a lot of this, but it's just, it's just sad. And I feel for her, and to watch the after show of that episode and the terrible things he would say to her in front of people that they know, that's so disturbing to me. So disturbing about her weight, her appearance, just how he would put her down. I just,
I mean, he is so good for TV. He is so good. But get him off my screen. I don't want to see him. Go.
Yeah, it's how do you...
Yeah, I feel like with the challenges their young son
Yes.
has too, I'm just not sure right now is the good time.
Yeah.
to
I
watch TV. Can you
And I
take a
know
little
with
break and come
filming,
back
like
when
they have
things
to
are
have
better?
nannies there, but
Like,
like you're by the pool and you're talking to your friend about the drama, but your kid's swimming right here and you're
Yeah.
talking about his dad. Like to me, once the kids are in there, I'm like, I put my kids to bed so I could sit here and watch this. I don't need to see other children.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not right. And I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, hallelujah.
Agreed. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Ugh, he
Okay, so what
drives me
about
crazy.
Jesse and Michelle?
Disgusting. Talk about a narcissist.
But to just openly admit that you are saying these things to get a rise out of your wife when you're just trying to like function and find out where the next step is in your separation and divorce. Look, I can't stand that. The games. I don't like the games. You're adults, you have a child.
Yes. And I just can't get down with the whole, but I'm a great dad, but I was a terrible husband. No, honey, sorry. In my opinion, they go hand in hand. You can't say you're a great dad. A great dad models a good, healthy relationship.
Yeah.
A great dad is not playing games with the mom to then, like, it's just,
Yeah, weaponizing. Like it's just
Ew.
I don't like that.
I hate him.
I'm no fan of hers either, but when he said she's trying to paint me as an absentee father, but here I am, and he gets all teary and says, here I am trying to balance my personal life, my work life, and my single dad life. I was like, that's life. Like that's what people are trying to do is balance their lives. Like you're not special because you're trying to figure out how to balance all of this. And when he was laying out the schedule with her, and he's like, and then you'll drop her off to the nanny. I was like, why?
I can't. Wait, do you know that he got famous because he had an affair with Anna Nicole Smith? I went down that rabbit hole. I was like, no, he was on her famous, like that magazine cover. I could see it. And it's like for that one diet pill. It starts with a T. Well,
isn't she my age?
Yeah.
Or older? Oh,
yes,
she's
but anyways, he had long hair. But anyways,
she isn't even with us anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
But wouldn't she be my age or older?
That's a whole nother story. But still, I was like, what? I can't.
Okay, the call to Sheena Shea when they confirmed that Jesse's new girlfriend.
And of course, it's Sheena Shea.
Who's the guy from Baywatch?
Sheena Shea. I can't.
I know.
Yeah, I'm excited for her and Lala
Verbatim,
to make their
literally,
appearance
that's what she
later
said.
on in this season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. I love the crossovers. All right. Anything we want to talk about before we wrap up? Anything urgent from Summer House, or I'm trying to think.
Hey, let's talk about it. Can we talk about Jesse and Lexi? I need some other person. I cannot.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
This is how mature we are. Let's talk about that. I cannot handle the lip line.
Is her lip liner permanent?
Oh.
I've never seen her without it, even when she wakes up in the morning.
It's up to her nostrils. Okay, but
yeah, but lip liner is different. Like lip liner, that's a fad. Like it was popular in like the 80s, 90s, and now it's like making a comeback. It's like that's not something you want to toy with. Yeah, like there's always the darker lip liner.
It reminds me of when Margaret Drosuf said to Jennifer Aiden on New Jersey, "Your lip liner looks like a monkey's butt." That's a quote. That's a housewife quote. That's how good I am with my reality TV. I can quote that's from forever. But it is so terrible. She's so cute-ish. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing with that? You wake up and have bacon in your your lip liners to your nostrils? I don't understand it. But can we talk about how Jesse, I would be very hurt to watch the things he is saying and the breadcrumbs he is laying down to really, I don't even know if he's doing it on purpose, but it reminds me of when we thought Carl was laying down the breadcrumbs to break up with Lindsay, but it reminded me of that to paint her in such a negative. Yeah. And she's like, no, it's the opposite.
She's a jealous stalker.
What do you feel?
I don't know. I need receipts. I need
timelines.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, I mean, just her defense.
From him?
His
about his
him,
defense,
you know, I don't know how he can make that, like, twist that story and want to be with somebody and then have her say it's the exact opposite and find out about it and then expect that this is going to work. So I want to believe her, I do, but unfortunately I think he's getting ahead of her on all of this by talking about it. So it's hard. Wow.
I think they break up next episode. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Like, okay, they're only in that house on the weekends. These two have been dating a month, and like the honeymoon lasted 5 seconds till they were fighting. And one more thing I have to say is, like, whenever she talks about Toegate, I understand we add gate to everything to, that's scandalous since Watergate. I get it. But I think with this, it's so stupid. And I wish she would at least smirk when she says it. When she's
that
so
eyeliner or the
Toegate,
liner,
I
can't.
can't take her seriously.
Well, I find it to be interesting, though, because I got, like, she was so upset about it, but they weren't even official. And I thought at the time, the way they were treating it, or she was treating it, that they were official. And
well, did you hear what Gabby said about what they learned from TikTok? Is that before your boyfriend, girlfriend, you have to say you're being exclusive. There's these new steps that are for Generation Z relationships. So before your boyfriend, girlfriend, you have to sort of tell each other, I want to be exclusive. So I don't think they were to the stage. I think they were confused about their stages.
Oh, okay. So one, you could get your toe sucked and one you couldn't. Is that what you're telling me?
That makes sense.
Apparently,
there are
they hadn't
boundaries.
Identified the relationship as exclusive.
But I'm hearing that it wasn't a Toegate. It was a little bit more of a open.
Well, it was 37 minutes, so you got to wonder what happened after the minute. There was 36 other minutes, but maybe they were just talking. I don't know. But can we talk about Emerald? Can we talk about Emerald for just a minute? Because last episode I was done with him, but did you?
Nope,
did you
I
see
have
the
not. What is it?
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
He's multifaceted.
He's starting a school. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. Yeah. He. I think he said he was from an island outside India where people make like $200 a month, and the kids don't have any education. So he started a school for these kids. He's got 60 kids right now. He's doing a GoFundMe. He's trying to get to 500 kids. But when he talked about how he's a tough one for me because he's so compelling in so many ways. He was undocumented for many years. He was living in the shadows. So he kind of attributes his bad behavior to the fact that he had to live in the shadows for all these years, and now he's, and that feels a little. I don't love that.
Yeah, but all he's giving us is a towel over the camera. Honey, drop your school's name. Wear the logo on your hat. I mean, pull a lover boy out and talk about your school. Don't show me your creepy hide the camera face.
Yeah, like stay in on a Saturday night once and have like some girl time in the bed with Paige and Sierra. I mean, like develop some relationships.
Well, I think that's coming because I read that the cast members do want to see him return and hope that we'll get to know him better and the more layers of him, and that he has heard the feedback that like bringing home multiple partners every weekend and not getting to know your roommates is not the best way.
He would have been a star though on that first season when that's what the show was.
Yeah,
but it's hard coming into a show of people established.
Yes.
Not like they're bringing so much either.
Absolutely. All right, we have a couple minutes to wrap up. What are we looking
I've been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't think that either of you tune into that at all. So that was like the newest one that started that I've been keeping up with. But yeah, I guess like just finishing up Summer House.
Wait, hold on, pause. Can you, in just like 1 minute, tell us what did Kenya Moore do that was so bad?
Okay, so it's not her first rodeo, but it was like real bad this time. So she had an opening of a new hair salon. And so there was another woman on the show who, for some reason, I do feel like off the get-go, Kenya was very kind of passive-aggressive with her. For some reason, wasn't feeling her. So they ended up having some sort of an altercation at a dinner. And the other woman was talking about she's got a gun, like just kind of took it to a level where it shouldn't have been. So she ended up kind of somehow making amends or apologizing to Kenya, but that wasn't good enough for Kenya, and decided to use her salon opening as a moment to deep dive and just rip on this girl about her when she was younger, supposedly being a prostitute, blow up a big poster of this girl giving fellatio to a man, just real bad. So it just took it to another level where it was like, it was a lot for even Kenya, and they just decided that it's just getting to the point where it's no longer healthy for her to continue filming on the show.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it was nasty, disgusting, and
Fair
nasty.
enough.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so Atlanta, and what else?
My Sister Wives, guys. I do Sister Wives on TLC.
Well, the new season of isn't Mormon Housewives 2 coming out?
All
the
right.
newer season coming up?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know when it starts, but they're going to have season 2. The trailer's out. So I got to finish season 1. Can I make a recommendation though of a departure from trash reality TV to a really meaningful reality?
Oh,
TV
I
show
did
that
start
I've
watching
gotten
that.
into?
I did start
Have
watching
you
that.
watched Love on the Spectrum?
Just the most recent season though.
It's beautiful. I would give that a go, and maybe we can have some talk about that next time. It's a beautiful. I'd watched season 1 and I kind of forgot about it, and then it's getting so popular. Like, one of the things they're doing a lot on TikTok is having like a sort of alpha man, whether it be a father or a husband, watch it, and then they start crying, and
I'll do that.
being filmed. It's a terrific show. Highly recommend. All right. Well, hopefully next time
We
we'll
might
have Grandma
pitch her
Donna
last
with
minute
us.
like she did me on Easter.
We'll see. We'll do our best, but I look forward to seeing you again.
It's going to turn around.
I hope your hair gets better, Jessica.
Done today.
Yes, honey. I love your eyebrows. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
All right. Have a good one.
This concludes today's podcast. We're always looking for new ideas, so feel free to reach out to Judy Raper, Associate Dean of Community Engagement at Greenfield Community College, at 413-775-1819 if you have an idea you'd love to share. Special thanks to the creators of Backyard Oasis, Denise Schwartz, Chad Fuller, Dennis Lee, and Christine Copeland. Have a great day.